Hello and welcome to the ColdCast. I'm your host, Dr. Anna Johnson, Vice President of Corporate Development and Marketing at United States Cold Storage. I'm incredibly honored to host today's podcast, which focuses on U.S. Cold's commitment to philanthropy. As much as we love our focus on the cold chain, we also take pride in serving our communities and those who need a little extra support. In 2019, we hired Paige Salvador as our Employee Experience Manager, and she's taken on the initiative to formalize our corporate social responsibility group. Paige also serves as a member of the Board of Directors of the Red Cross of New Jersey, and so it is my pleasure to host Paige today on the ColdCast. Hello, Paige.
Hi, Anna.
Hi. So in 2019, you were hired in as the Employee Experience Manager, and we really kind of formalized our corporate social responsibility platform in 2020. So was that always your vision for employee experience, or how did that come about?
United States Cold Storage has a long history of being a great corporate partner, community advocate, and what we did in 2020 was really be more intentional about corporate social responsibility. So we brought together this amazing collaborative, like a cohort, creative cohort, I'd like to call them, and people from all departments across the company came together to create the program, to formalize it. And they brought their time and talent, and we developed a strategic plan and sort of rolled it out from there. And it was an amazing experience to see everyone contribute, because it was the shared belief that by doing business, we can make the world a better place.
That's very cool. So why is that important to us?
So CSR is important because it actually contributes to your corporate branding.
Yes.
So how people perceive us, your stakeholders.
Yes.
So that includes your employees, your investors, your customers. It helps with employee retention, employee attraction, right? To retain and attract talent. It also contributes to your employee experience. So right now we're actually seeing an evolution in CSR, and it's evolving to become more of social purpose.
Oh, what does that mean?
Well, it just means that instead of CSR being a goal, an attainable goal, sort of an end that you can achieve, it's become more aspirational, right? It's that North Star. It's your guiding light. And what that means is it's an
like
ongoing
your
process.
Right?
Yeah,
it's your purpose.
It's your purpose. And again, it's the belief that you can make the world a better place just by conducting business.
Very interesting. And so that's not something that, years ago we would have thought about in terms of, being part of our company's ethos, right? We just did good because we're good people and, and it does contribute to our brand, and it does make us, a better company by being able to kind of put that purpose kind of incorporated into what we're doing, right?
Yeah, and this purpose, this social purpose this evolution that we're witnessing, it's giving rise to a new position, Chief Purpose Officer. And
is that real? Is that in other companies?
No, it's very real.
Is it?
Yeah, no, it's in other companies. Stay tuned. It's out there. And it's helping inform the way companies do business. So this will be a role that you'll see has an important impact now and in the future.
So if you think about it that way, and there's this evolution going on, how do we approach CSR at U.S. Cold?
Well, the best way that we can approach CSR is to embrace this evolution, is to further integrate corporate social responsibility or social purpose into our business plan, right? So it becomes part of our corporate DNA. It becomes the way that we make business. It informs our business decisions.
Much like sustainability or some of these other broader programs are now kind of being ingrained in the company, and we're adopting it. And I know from a sustainability perspective, when we're making decisions about where to build, who to partner with, what to buy, we're always thinking about, okay, can we do more solar? What does this mean for the environment? So it's kind of the same thing, right?
Yeah, I think United States Cold Storage, what I've seen over the past years is really supply chain accountability.
Interesting. Okay.
When we're making decisions, you said, right? And also we've got more comprehensive and transparent reporting, right? That includes how we're stacking up to SDG, which is Sustainable Development Goals. And that is really UN sort of mandate.
Right.
And that's something that we're being held accountable to and will be reporting more on.
Well, our customers are asking us for that more and more.
Yeah.
So, especially these larger global brands, they're coming back and saying, hey, we need to get an understanding of, how many service hours you guys are doing. It's not just, how much carbon footprint you're taking up. It's, how many, do you have, fair labor practices? Do you contribute to society, give back to society in some way? So I think it's not just, from an employee experience perspective, but it's also from kind of a customer experience perspective that they're looking for us to kind of let them know that we're not a big company that's doing business, that we're doing good.
Yeah, it's part of a total approach.
So we have a big program going on right now. It's called Connect for a Cause. So can you talk to me? Oh, I'm sorry. It's the ColdCrew Cares.
Well,
okay, explain it. I don't know. Hang on.
Well, ColdCrew Cares is the name of our corporate social responsibility program, and then under that program is a campaign called Connect for a Cause. So, Connect for a Cause. It is a campaign where each region adopts a nonprofit, and then they fundraise. They raise awareness and funds for that nonprofit over the course of months.
So it's for a whole region.
Each region, it's for the entire company.
Yep.
Each region within our company chooses a nonprofit.
So what drove you guys to make the decision that you're going to give them the autonomy to choose which programs they support?
We wanted the nonprofit to be meaningful to that region. Okay,
so make it part of their community.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's really based on what I call the 3 C's. It's connecting our cold crew to each other, connecting the cold crew to a community, and connecting the cold crew to a cause meaningful to them. So, and it was really like a byproduct of the isolation and disconnect that happened because of COVID, right? So we're disconnected, we feel isolated, and how do we bring us together?
Yeah.
So after we had sort of come through that difficult period, we decided that this would be a great way to connect, and hence the name, Connect for a Cause.
Well, I mean, we have 37 locations across 13 states. So, with almost 4,000 employees, it's hard to connect them all to a single cause or a single program and make it be meaningful to them personally. So I love that that's how we've approached this, and they get some decision making in terms of what the cause is that they've chosen to support, and they can make it as local as possible. So how do you ensure that all of our employees are participating in this program?
They're not required, but we encourage every employee to give in a way that's meaningful to them. So it could be an hour's worth of volunteer time, a very small donation. It could be help organize an event. But as a matter of fact, the Camden office this year kicked off the inaugural Give 100% campaign. And that means that we want to get 100% participation.
Oh, that's a great
from
idea.
This office. So we're just about to release numbers and see how far we have to go. But I have a really good feeling that the numbers will look good for participation.
So Connect for a Cause, you talked about the pandemic and the pandemic effects. What else did you see in the pandemic that you felt like was a result of, that was a result of the pandemic in terms of our ability to be, have a CSR?
Well, during the pandemic, there was a rise in food insecurity.
Oh, okay.
So,
which hits right at home for us.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So one of the things we were able to do was to work with the Salvation Army Croc Center and Butterball.
Oh, yes.
Who donated turkeys and be part of a turkey drive to get Thanksgiving turkeys to families here in the Camden community.
And that was during the pandemic.
Yep.
That's great. So you were able to bring some folks in and pack up turkeys and bring them to people.
It was
That's
actually
fantastic.
A whole meal. It was great because, the food insecurity, while yes, it's is happening today, like I said, there was a rise at that time that we were able to respond to.
Right, and I know the current administration and the government has just given out or just said that they had this very ambitious plan to be by, I think it was by 2030, to have no more hunger in the United States. It was kind of that big ambitious goal that they wanted to get rid of food insecurity. So it's a very big deal. Yeah, moonshot. That's exactly what they said.
Moonshot worth pursuing. We can't assume that no child goes to school having had a healthful breakfast. So
that's fantastic. Well, tell me a little bit about some of our partners in Connect for a Cause. Who are we supporting?
Okay, so this year's Connect for a Cause beneficiaries are Salvation Army Croc Center right here in Camden. Yep. We've got Big Brothers Big Sisters in our Northeast region, Homes for Our Troops in Central, the Southern region adopted St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Out west we have Intermountain Children's Hospital Foundation, Valley Veterans Hospital Foundation, and Children's Miracle Network Foundation. So I think I got them all.
Were they able to pick multiple recipients, or did they just have to settle on one?
Well, the West is so big, we let them have 3.
Oh.
Okay, we're going to give you a pass, so you can pick 3. So, yeah.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so they had. There's all sorts of variety. So, talk to me a little bit about the different types of organizations that we support, right? So, it sounds like there's a lot of children. You said food. So, how do you think about that in terms of what types of organizations we talk to?
Well, I can speak about Camden. I mean, we have had a relationship with the Salvation Army Croc Center, so you get to know the people who work there. You get to know the community.
Yes.
We've had
whole point.
Many people here in the Camden office volunteer on site.
Yeah.
So there's sort of a connection and a synergy and a closeness that you develop. So for us, we did take a vote. We voted. And many people contributed, but I believe that they were chosen because of that connection.
Okay, yeah, because I remember, when you think about kind of what U.S. Cold is about, we're about families, we're about being, partners, good partners with our customers. So, when you think about all that, it's kind of like, okay, well, children, food, like how does that connect back to U.S. Cold? I mean, were there specific things like, hey, we're intentionally going to find recipients that fit into those boxes, or was it kind of like open?
No, it was open. It was really each region was given the opportunity to choose an organization meaningful to them. So I imagine, I don't know, but each of those has a connection, particularly Homes for Our Troops in the Central region. There are a lot of veterans who work at United States Cold Storage.
Right.
So there is a real connection to those people who need support. So I can tell you that there's a lot of passion and empathy.
Yeah, and actually connecting is one of our commitments, so that makes a huge difference. So how are the results coming so far? What do we know?
Yeah, as of September 16th, we've raised $75,000, which that number will go up because each region that meets its goal, United States Cold Storage CSR corporate fund will kick in extra money as a reward and an incentive. So love to see the support we get from our leadership. And it's been demonstrated because in 2021 we started our first automatic payroll deduction program where employees could give through their payroll. And then we started our first corporate matching gift program.
Fantastic.
So there's been support from every level, including the board of directors who approves our funding.
So for those, because like I said, you kind of started out formalizing the CSR group in 2020. Is there anything for anyone listening that maybe has kind of grassroots, involvement at their company, what would you recommend, or what would you say would be helpful for them to know if they wanted to formalize that program?
Don't do it alone. Be collaborative, get buy-in, be open, use the time and talent that others can offer, create enthusiasm, not just from a particular group, but from everyone, and listen to them, and get support. Try to get support from the top to the bottom at all levels. It's made a tremendous difference here, and I know it can make a difference in any company. And consider something like Connect for a Cause. I would be thrilled if others embraced that concept.
Right.
It's a limited campaign. It only lasts a certain number of months.
Right.
It's a time to energize people, to connect them, to raise money, raise awareness, and then you can take a break from it. But things like the payroll deduction, that can go on all year.
No, that's true. That's true. We had a meeting with some of our customers last week, and we showed them one of the videos from our Connect for a Cause campaign. And I think people would wonder, well, like, do our customers really care about what we're doing? But that is one thing that we want to make sure that they do know that we're doing, right? And that they know that we're working towards some good there. And we kind of talked about wouldn't it be cool if we could connect with causes that mean something to them and we do something jointly?
It's a dream. I would love that.
Yeah. No, actually, I think we got great feedback, and they said that would be something they would be very interested in doing.
I hope so. Yeah. I have so many ideas, and there's so many ways and that we can make it work and do a lot more good than we're already doing. Right. So I look forward to a partnership.
And even when we have a customer meeting, doing, instead of just when we have employee meetings, doing some sort of project during that meeting, we were talking about, well, why don't we get the customers to also help support one of our causes? So I think they would be more than happy to do that. I think taking that back to their companies, when they say, hey, we're going to have this meeting with US Cold, but we're also doing a service project.
Well, here in our home office in Camden, we've had many projects where we have gathered items and bundled them.
Okay.
And
is it just an ongoing thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we have another one coming up. The Unforgotten Haven has been a tremendous partner with us, and we bundle items like backpacks for children or starting over kits for women who are victims of domestic violence, put them together here with our ColdCrew members, and then deliver them. So it's hands-on. It feels really good. It helps connect you to that cause, and it makes it convenient.
Yes, because you're
right
bringing
here.
the service to them as opposed to our employees going to one of the service organizations. So if you're not actively in this campaign, like if you're not one of our employees and you have barcodes to scan and you can get payroll deductions, how do other people get involved? Like if somebody in the audience wants to get involved, how do they do that?
Find us on social media.
Okay.
We're on LinkedIn, Facebook. On those platforms, you'll see ways that you can donate.
That's
conveniently.
fantastic.
Yeah, you'll see posts about all of our recipients, and you can donate. Customers, please reach out. We have many ideas for fantastic projects where we can partner and really make a difference.
That's great. Since I'm in marketing, we look at our social media posts and kind of see the response and the CSR videos in particular, but just the posts get a lot of views, a lot of traffic. Right. So, and from my perspective, when you think about the US Cold brand, you mentioned earlier on that's that's really one thing that enhances the brand, and I 100% believe that. That our brand is stronger because we have a program like this in place. Yeah. So is there anything else about the ColdCrew Cares or Connect for a Cause that you want to mention?
I guess a parting thought would be, we're having this discussion. It's kind of high level, but I'd like to leave employers and employees with the thought that, this is important for branding. It's important to make the world a better place. It's important to integrate, social purpose into your business plan and your business decisions. But if we just take it down to an employee level, you could spend an hour or 2 hours doing something really purposeful.
Yep.
Right? So, and that's really powerful.
And it makes people feel good. I mean, even
Yeah.
if they are reticent or reluctant to do it, and initially, I think no one walks away saying that was a waste of my time.
Never.
Giving your time. I mean,
Never.
you only have your time, so it's the best thing to do.
Yeah, it's awesome, and like I said, powerful. So I encourage
Well, you
everyone
have
to get
done an
involved.
amazing job here at U.S. Cold.
Thank you, Anna.
With
Not just
starting up,
me.
formalizing this and starting it up.
Lots of others.
And you have the entire company involved, and we've raised a lot of money for a lot of very deserving charities. So we really appreciate what you've brought to the company.
Thank you.
And I think that's it. So
It's been my pleasure.
Bye,
Thank
guys.
you,
Yeah,
Anna.
Thank you, Paige.
Bye.
Well, that's a wrap on today's ColdCast. I want to thank my guest, Paige Salvador, Employee Experience Manager, for sharing her thoughts on corporate social responsibility. We heard a lot about what U.S. Cold is doing across our regions and facilities to all connect for a cause. And we also heard about what you can do as an employee or an employer if you're wanting to formalize your corporate social responsibility goals and objectives. So I want to thank Paige so much for her time and effort, and thank you guys for tuning in. So until next time, stay cool.